Welcome to Media Minute Roundtable. For this edition, we're talking about our favorite authors. We'll be back right after this. Welcome to Media Minute. I'm Michael Forward.
I'm Chris Raskowski.
And I'm Rachel Edge.
And for this edition of Media Minute, like I mentioned, we're going to be talking about some of our favorite authors this week, going the literal route for this one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Was that a question?
Thanks, guys. Can jump in whenever.
Although I thought you were just like making a statement, being like, "Yeah, we're doing books," and I was like, "Okay, cool." I didn't realize that I needed to say something.
No, that's fine.
Happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday. We record these on Saturdays of our own volition, so I don't know why.
We're doing great.
Anyway, books. Books of
Books.
people
We're talking
who
about books.
write books and
Yes.
other novelizations and whatnot. So who wants to start this week?
I'll do it.
You going to start? Okay.
Yeah, so for my first book, I actually read this. I found that I have a common theme in my books. It's either sci-fi, fantasy, or horror. Like that's
the big
the
three.
majority of what
That's
I read.
like
Yeah.
pretty much what I read too.
Yeah, so it's like I kind of realized, like, looking through all of the authors that I read, that it all has a very similar kind of vibe. So for like my first author, I want to start off English, Rachel, Robert R. McCammon.
Okay.
And this is his song Swan Song. It was the first one that his book, sorry, that I read, and I think I was about in grade 9, and I remember reading it, and the Swan Song book was incredible. It was kind of based off a post-apocalyptic after nuclear war kind of thing, and after reading it, I just kind of fell in love with his writing, and yeah, I would definitely suggest his stuff. If you're into post-apocalyptic or fantasy, definitely the thing to read.
I'll have to check that out because post-apocalyptic is like one of my top 5.
Oh, it's
genres.
crazy. He has like in this one anyways, he does like mention like nuclear mutants
Oh, nice.
and like how
That's
it like
one
kind
of
of
my favorite
affects
kind of
people.
mutants.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
My top 3 mutants. One's
Yeah, top 3.
yeah.
But it's crazy because he's an American novelist from Birmingham, Alabama, and he's actually one of the most influential names in like the late 1970s, 1990s American horror literature boom.
Yep.
So if you're into that kind of vibe, I would definitely suggest him. Like the descriptions and everything in it, and like I got attached to characters, and it was really hard to get attached to not attached to characters in this because it's like the way he characterizes them and makes them so personable. It's like you're sitting there the whole time, like just praying, like, please, Lord, don't let this guy like kill my favorite character.
Yeah. No, it's good when they do that though.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going post-apocalyptic, I feel like I need to give a shout out to The Road.
Yes.
Yes.
Cormac McCarthy.
That's great.
Absolutely.
Also,
Excellent.
the film's good.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Oh, who was that?
That's-
Vigo?
Yeah, Viggo
Yeah, it was
Mortensen.
Vigo.
Yeah.
I remember because it's like I've just finished watching Lord of the Rings, and I saw that he was in that one, and I checked the film out. My God, that man can act.
Yeah.
So good.
He's got some chops,
Yeah,
for sure.
I liked him in G.I.
Yeah.
Jane. He was like the drill sergeant in
G.I.
that.
Jane, I forgot about that movie.
I forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Demi Moore or Demi Moore.
Yeah.
I never know how to pronounce that.
His like bird falling from the nest speech. I don't know if you can remember that.
I don't. You know what? To be honest, I don't think I ever saw that movie.
Yeah.
I remember the
Really?
movie poster. This is a bald Demi Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever saw that actually.
Yeah.
crazy.
Good.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was a good performance by Vigo. I can't remember too much else about it actually, but like I remember, like he has this kind of speech when he's talking to the Navy SEAL recruits. That's kind of iconic.
Wicked.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know. Never saw it. Maybe I should check it out.
yeah,
I think so.
for sure. Worse than happy to watch the first like 15 minutes and like turn it off.
I mean, it's got to be better than Ghost Ship.
Oh,
I don't know why everybody hates Ghost Ship.
So we're picking on Ghost Ship for.
Listen, Carl Urban in that is okay. It's an okay performance by an ensemble
I
cast.
agree. I would agree.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go from there.
No,
I don't know.
Nobody
Who
knows
wants
where
to
to go from Ghost Ship.
Who wants to go after? Or who wants to go next?
I
Who's
can
the
go
next?
next.
book?
Yeah.
I'll go. Let me get my books all lined up here. Yeah, physical media. There we go. Oh,
Ooh.
camera right, not my right. Charles Bukowski.
Nice.
Nice.
Ham on Rye, Post Office, Women. Tons of poetry. If you're into a bitter old drunk who lives his life by his own rules and writes beautiful poetry,
Yeah.
in a very he kind of came up in a like the 50s and 60s, kind of when like the whole beat poetry thing was going on, like
Okay,
Jack
yeah,
Kerouac and Burroughs.
Oh,
and
cool.
He was kind of fringe, I guess, like in that kind of scene, but yeah, he was a bastard
Yeah.
by no stretch, but like
Pretty much everyone at that time is like,
Yeah, it's like, I'm
they're,
just
they're horrible people, but excellent writers.
yeah, like, I'm just gonna drink all day
Yeah.
and just get into fights and steal food and
Yeah.
Do you think they would have argued that it was for the art? Like,
Oh,
I need to be this
absolutely.
way for
Yeah.
the art.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it was all about. But yeah, it was at that time when like a lot of people were traveling across America trying to find themselves.
Yeah. The whole
Lots
Route
of-
66 era.
Yeah.
That's kind of the peak of
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was a drunk. He was a dick. Wildly successful, and he basically he definitely spawned a lot of knockoffs.
Yeah.
Like he was very, I guess, influential in that sense. I don't know if
Well-
that's good or bad.
Like, who is a knockoff from him?
No, I can't think of any off the top of my head really, because I go for the source.
Yep.
But he influenced a lot of musicians, a lot of punk bands.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Cool.
Like, again, I can't name any specifics. I'm speaking in generalities here,
How dare you?
but yeah, if you wanna, he was definitely a drunk. He was kind of famous for. That's kind of his thing. He was a drunk.
Yeah.
Just the typical. He kind of invented. Well, no. Kind of made a resurgence of like the idea of the drunken artist.
Yeah.
They're starving.
He's up there
Poet.
with, what's the guy who wrote The Old Man and the Sea? That guy.
Hemingway.
Hemingway, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Ernest Hemingway was like the first
Yeah,
guy to be like,
he was known.
Yeah. So if
Yeah.
you're into Ernest Hemingway and if you want to read about a guy's messed up life, and that's all he wrote about. Like he didn't really do much fiction.
Yeah.
He just led a crazy, violent, drunken life and wrote about it, and it's beautiful.
Cool.
So if you want
That's
to
really cool.
read some, some ugly but beautiful words from a drunken, a committed drunk. Like the doctor told him, if you have one more drink, you're gonna die, and the first thing he did is went to the bar.
Yeah.
oh my god.
If that kind of gives you an idea of what kind
Functional alcoholic.
of dude Charles
Yeah.
Bukowski was. Yeah, he's
That's
crass.
crazy.
He doesn't censor himself. He's a bit of a prick.
Well, if you're
But
speaking
he's a
about your
genius.
life though,
Yeah.
Yeah, he know what you're right what you know.
That's what they said.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what Charles Bukowski did. Hank Chinaski, if you're cool.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
okay. That's no.
That was supposed to be a joke, but it didn't land.
No. That happens.
Anyways,
Yep. I'll go next, I guess. My first kind of set, it's a team because they both worked on like the same novel series. Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. They created the Dragonlance setting back in 1984.
Oh, cool.
And it was kind of my introduction to fantasy. Like I had two older brothers; they're 5 and 6 years older than me, so they were reading kind of these larger, like 300-page novels. And of course, being a younger kid, you try to keep up with your older brothers. So while everybody else was like reading like Goosebumps and stuff like that, kind of smaller, like YA stuff, I was just pouring into these 300-page fantasy novels. But it was
love that.
it was basically my Lord of the Rings. Like
no shade on Goosebumps. Like,
no,
Goosebumps are
no, yeah.
so cool.
I like R.L. Stein. Definitely, like his Fear Street series was a part of my youth. But
Sorry, got you off track there.
yeah, they wrote this back in 1984. It's based on a Dungeons and Dragons series. It's an epic fantasy war tale. Like the first three books kind of covers what's known as the War of the Lance. And they worked on kind of many more anthology stories for this particular series. There's a whole bunch of Dragonlance novels. They really expanded out that setting. And for fans of the series, they're actually releasing the first new novel in a new trilogy for Dragonlance later this year. There was some legal issues.
What happened?
They had an agreement with the people who currently own Dungeons and Dragons, and they apparently some of their writing was problematic because it's like old style fantasy. So the publishers basically canceled the books on them, and they're like, "No, we have a contract." So there was some suing and stuff like that, but
problematic. Like, what was wrong with him?
It's problematic.
Okay. Air quotes. Was there a lot to unpack?
I don't know. I don't know. It's like what was appropriate back in 1984 is not considered appropriate now.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, they fought and they did.
Wait, hold on. 1984.
Yeah. It's not Orwell. It's not Orwell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
I
yeah,
got scared for a
they
second.
went through this legal battle, and the new novels are finally coming out, which is great for a lot of fans. But like I said, this was my first kind of fantasy series. Read it before I read Lord of the Rings, so no.
Did I ever tell you about when I met Gary Gygax? I think that's how you say his
Yeah,
name.
I think you met him. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know I did. It was at a Comic-Con. We were just waiting in line for the bathroom. I was just talking to this dude. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know it was like one of the creators of D&D.
Yeah. You didn't have to roll the P or anything, did you?
No, thankfully. Thankfully.
Yeah.
Because, you're going up against the boss. And, oof.
Pretty much.
But, people got mad at me because I didn't know who he was.
You can't expect to know. Like, I'm pretty sure that if I ever went to Hollywood, I would pass like all sorts of celebrities and have no clue who they are.
Totally.
Yeah, because it was at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of people saw me talking to him.
Like,
and then I was kind
talk
of
to Guy
went
X.
back to my stuff. And they, what'd you ask him? I'm like,
Yeah.
What? Like, who?
Did you wash your hands?
Yeah, like the guy waiting in line in the bathroom. They're like, yeah. And they got upset that I didn't ask them. I didn't ask him their questions.
That's crazy.
I didn't know who I was talking to.
I could understand that though. Like people like D&D is like a crazy game, right? Like people have been playing that for generations. So like the fact that you didn't know probably like chilled him out a bit because he was like, "Oh God, I don't want to answer these questions."
I mean,
oh yeah, he probably needed a break.
Yeah. So I went to the washroom. To get away from him.
I just don't want to deal with dragons and wizards just for 5 minutes. Come on, man. Like
just please.
He wanted to be a wizard, not a wizard.
I'm looking at the camera right now.
Yeah, but there was an adaptation, an animated movie that they came out in the late 2000s. Kiefer Sutherland did a voice for it, but
Nice.
it wasn't.
Awesome. What up, Ace?
Wasn't very good.
No, that's too bad.
It was really disappointing. Like a lot of fans were looking forward to it. So the fact that it didn't turn out that well was not good. Anyway, Rachel.
Anywho.
Oh yeah, I guess it's my turn.
Do you have any bathroom stories?
No, I don't.
No,
I'm good.
You haven't ran into any creators of what would you call D&D? Like a tabletop board game? I guess?
Yeah, role playing.
Yeah.
Game.
Role playing.
Yeah. You can't say I have.
No, really?
I think
That seems weird.
No, I don't really. No. But anyways, moving on. My next author, I think a lot of people know him because obviously there's been a ton of movie adaptations up from his books and even TV shows, and that is Stephen King.
Yes.
He is my dude when it comes to writing. I may not agree with his politics, but he's a brilliant writer.
Wait, Stephen who? I've never heard of this guy.
Oh my God. But it's kind of funny because I was in about middle school when I started reading his books, and actually Cell, this book right here, was the first book that I read.
Yeah.
And I remember being terrified after reading it because I didn't want to use my cell phone. I actually thought, like, if I used my cell phone, I was going to turn into this, like, angry zombie thing.
That's like hashtag relatable.
Yeah,
right
absolutely. Yeah. Well, it's like I was terrified. But, like, after that, I kind of fell in love with his writing. And I remember going to the library. I think I was, like, I don't know. How old are you in, like, middle school? Like, 12, 13?
Yeah.
Something like that?
10, 11, 12.
Yeah, and I remember going to the librarian with a bunch of Stephen King novels, and she looked at me and she was like, "Oh, you're too young for this. This is too mature for you." And I was like, "I read this at home. Like, why is this a problem?" Because I wanted to do a book report on The Gunslinger.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because the librarian actually refused to rent out the book to me. And I was like, okay, fine, then whatever. And so I didn't rent anything out. And my teacher asked, and I was like, no, like she wouldn't let me rent out the book I wanted to read. And she was like, what was the book? And I was like, The Gunslinger. And she's like, Stephen King? Because like, what 12-year-old is going to the library looking for a Stephen King novel? But
I did.
Yeah.
yeah, like, well, no, but like I think I was in a Catholic school at the time, but I just remember they were like really weirded out, and I was like, I read at a higher level than my grade, so I understood what he was saying, but I ended up just bringing a book from home. But it was just so funny because like the librarian was just like, no, this is too inappropriate for you. I was like, no, it's
How dare
It's
this
on par.
child try to read?
Yeah, right.
right.
How dare
So-
they read something that they're interested in?
Absolutely, I was
Some
blown
people's
away.
kids.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I don't know, but Stephen King has been a staple in our household for like as long as I've been alive, and probably longer than that. Like anytime there's a new Stephen King novel, my parents are the first people to get it.
Yeah.
I never got into
So-
Stephen King.
I've read a couple of his novels. I read The Running Man for sure.
Great movie.
Yeah.
And did he do that Under the Dome
Yeah.
thing?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I read that, and I think that's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Like,
I'm actually
sorry. Go ahead.
no, you go.
I was gonna say like I definitely had a lot of Stephen King books
Yeah.
like as a kid. But that's just because I kind of took them from the library and never returned them.
Oh, you were
Scandalous.
that guy.
Yeah.
It wasn't on purpose. I'm sorry. I was young. I was young and didn't know any
The
better.
book cops will be
Yeah.
coming for you.
So
Yeah.
there's a few public libraries out there that I owe an apology to.
But yeah, but no, as I was saying though, is like Stephen King. It's kind of interesting because his wife's also an author, but she does a completely different genre. And
Yeah.
then his son is actually coming up in the writing world. His pseudonym is Joe Hill because he didn't want to go off of his dad's last name.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because a lot of people are actually saying he's a better writer than his dad.
Ooh, that's throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
That's
No, but, like,
them's fighting
it's-
words.
But it's crazy though because if you read, I read I think one of his books, and it's actually he's getting some film adaptations as well. Horns, the one with Daniel Radcliffe,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
That was
a
him?
Joe Hill
Okay.
movie. Yeah, that was a Joe Hill book.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting because you can see the influence, and I'm just kind of curious. Is like I know for right now I'm reading the Dark Tower series from Stephen King, and people were really worried because when he got hit by that car, they thought, oh my god, like we're never gonna find out the ending to the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
Because it's like at that time it was
Well,
so
that was their main concern.
well no
That's
they were
kinda
worried that
cold.
no but you know what I mean though, right? Like
Like,
they were obviously
No,
worried
I
about
get it,
him
yeah,
too.
yeah.
could pull a J.R.R. Martin and like never
Yeah.
finish the series.
Looking at you, JR. But yeah, no, so people once they started reading Joe Hill, they were like, you know what, if something like did happen to Stephen King, like they do think that like he could pick up the torch and like finish the series. So
Yeah.
You should check out Richard Bachman. I think you'd like him.
yep. I've read him too.
Yeah.
Little Stephen King joke there.
Yep. Actually, for the longest time, people didn't realize that was Stephen King. Like, the only way they found out about that was because he was picking up a royalty check for Richard Bachman.
Yeah.
And they were like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, busted.
That's a me. It's a me, Steven.
Yeah, but, like, the whole reason he did it, though, is, like, he's like, do people like my writing or do they like, just Stephen King? So he wanted to try it in a completely different way. And if you do read like Richard Bachman, it's interesting because it's like you can see similarities, but he does write differently.
Yeah.
It's like Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks and what was
Chris
it?
Gaines.
Chris Gaines, yeah. That
Wait,
was a
what?
thing for like half a year.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
I
on. Like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Garth Brooks came up with like this alternate personality for
He's like
some
a,
reason.
He's like a pop star who had like an
Yeah.
emo haircut.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, Google
Are you
it.
serious?
Yeah, that was like
Google Chris Gaines.
2000.
No.
I think it was like 2000, 2001.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I was in high
That's
school when that
wild.
was going on. Yeah,
I had no idea that Garth Brooks did that. That's kind of cool.
yeah. Well, I guess that's
It-
20 years
It,
ago
it,
now.
wa- it wasn't cool, but
No. Everyone was like, yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you got to give him props. He wanted to try something different. So
yeah, you can't blame him for that.
No, for sure.
Can't fault
Absolutely.
him.
Chris, who
Well, what
do you
about
have
you?
next?
What do I got next? Okay. Going TV shows on this one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Rod Serling.
Oh yeah.
Rod Serling.
Twilight Zone
my
writer.
man.
Yep.
Twilight Zone. Love. That's
Yep.
easy top 3 shows ever. If you've seen,
Absolutely.
if you've seen the Treehouse of, what was it? The Treehouse of Terror on Simpsons.
Treehouse of Horror. I
Horror.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, you definitely know Rod Serling's writings.
Yeah.
To Feed Man.
Yeah, like
Multi-
every classic Twilight Zone episode. Well,
Yeah, I guess it could take hours, but
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
yeah, the gremlin on the wing of the plane.
Yeah.
William Shatner.
With Shatner, yeah.
Shatner.
Who was in Star Trek,
Yeah.
which
I got no way to tie that in.
You tried though. That's all that matters.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Rod Serling. Twilight Zone. If you haven't seen it, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Some of the most
Yeah.
classic twist ending stories. That
Yep.
he was so good at that. Like Shyamalan definitely took a page from
Oh,
Rod
for sure.
Serling.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Shyamalan has like stated that like he was one of his inspirations. So
Gotta be.
Yeah.
like
Gotta be.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep. That's a good one.
that's probably all. That's my case.
Yep.
Although, actually, I will add that I miss when you could change your IP address to get American Netflix because they have
Me
all
too.
all the old Twilight Zones.
Oh,
on
do
there.
they?
Or
Yeah.
at least
I'm
they
pretty
did.
I'm pretty sure Amazon Prime has them.
Yeah, but you gotta pay for them.
I think so.
Yeah. I gotta look.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, not a super exciting answer there. Just Rod Serling, Twilight Zone.
great stuff.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I know he influenced when I referenced that book that I read a few episodes back, the Waiting for Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
John Michael Straczynski. He one of the big things in his life was that Sterling. He met Sterling once, and that kind of
cool.
drove him.
I love that.
Even just his voice.
Yeah.
Imagine if you will.
Yeah, classic.
So, that's my man.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike?
My next one is well, I brought him up before on the show. Sir Terry Pratchett, who wrote
Nice.
the Discworld series. It's over 40 books. This guy was prolific.
Is this Robotech or Battletech?
No, this is Discworld.
No text?
No text.
Oh, okay. My bad.
There's golems. I don't know. First Discworld book was released back in 1983, named The Color of Magic. And yeah, it's a great series. It's British humor. It's like there's lots of plays on words and stuff like that, lots of puns. You know, he makes fun of like bureaucracy and like governments and stuff like that.
Taking the piss?
Pretty much all through. He's got like a bunch of like classic iconic characters that show up again and again. Some of his stories have been adapted as BBC series, and
cool.
for those, Christopher Lee, like he has death as a character in his books. So if someone if someone dies in the series, like death usually shows up to take them away. But yeah, they had Christopher Lee voicing death, which was fantastic.
Yeah, like that's a genius
Makes
casting.
sense.
If Death was showing up to visit me for like my final moments, he better be voiced by Christopher Lee. Yeah, he was knighted. That's why he's Sir Terry Pratchett for his contributions to literature.
That's cool.
Yeah. Sadly, he passed away from Alzheimer's in 2015. It's one of those tragic
Oh.
things where like he's this super creative, awesome person. And to get Alzheimer's, like to see him decline in like the last couple of years of his life was super sad. But there's lots of his stuff, you know. Yeah, like
Definitely left a legacy.
he did.
Yeah.
Like I said, 40 books.
Yeah, like I don't even know
That's
if I've ever
insane.
read 40 books.
Yeah, that's just in that series. He had like a couple other like spin-offs and stuff like that. So the man
That's
could write.
cool.
Yeah, definitely recommend. Like if you like British humor, yeah, check that one out for sure.
A bit of a sidebar, but what does being knighted do?
Like you get to call yourself sir, I guess.
Yeah, like do you get to carry a sword? Probably not.
I mean, you
like,
can carry a sword anyway. There might be people who try to
Yeah.
stop you. But
Like, do you get a tax break or something? Like, what's
Well, like I feel
is there
like it's more of
perks?
like a, it's more of like
it's
an honor
yeah,
because
it's a
it's like the,
recognition.
Just
yeah, like so it's like people will look at you and it's like, oh my god, that guy has contributed did so much to like society and like civilization that they decided like
Yep.
this guy needs to be recognized for that kind of thing.
So it's just a form of
Yeah,
recognition.
you get to meet the queen,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it's true because
Yeah.
the queen knights them, right?
I don't know.
Probably.
Because it sounds like really. Well, I'll have to bleep that.
Bleep.
One. It sounds really cool. It's like, yo, I'm a knight.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, like-
at one time you would be like an actual knight, and you would like be granted lands and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fight dragons.
But the definition
Well-
of that has changed in the
Oh, for sure.
Last
But I mean,
century.
like, if you look at the people that have been knighted, like Sir Christopher Lee, Sir Ian McKellen, Sir Patrick Stewart,
Yeah.
like you can see why, and
Oh.
obviously Sir Terry Pratchett, right? Like
And-
they've
and
done
Anthony
so
Hopkins.
much.
yeah. Sir
Oh
Anthony,
yeah,
yeah.
I always forget that Anthony's knighted too.
All the cool people.
Yeah, like I want to be part of that club.
Paul,
I-
I think Paul McCartney too.
Yeah, I think you have to
Yeah.
be British though, or if you
Yeah.
get
Oh,
you have to-
really?
yeah, or you have to renounce like your citizenship or whatever if you're from like a different country.
Well, another thing too is like, do women get knighted, or is that something else?
Don't think so.
I don't think
yeah,
I've ever
not
heard of
sure.
like a instance of that happening.
Yeah, I can't think of.
Yeah,
Wow, this is three people talking about something they know nothing about.
yeah,
Nope.
yeah. It's
But we
time-
got the gears going.
We got
Now
the
everybody's
gears
like,
going,
wait a
yeah.
minute.
Yeah, we're just thinking out
Yeah.
loud. We're spitballing.
Yeah.
Come on. Saturday. Having some fun.
Yeah.
What else you gonna do? Yeah, Sir Terry Pratchett, my second choice.
Cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
Excellent choice.
Rachel.
Okay, so for my last one, this guy was insane. He did a lot of science fiction and fantasy genres. Piers Anthony
Yep.
is my next one, and especially Isle of Woman and Shame of Man. It was a series he did that was really interesting because he actually started in Isle of Woman at the very beginning, so like caveman kind of thing, and then you kind of see like the change in human history within it. So I always thought that was a really cool premise, and I really enjoyed like the rawness of his writing. He was very like open and like didn't hold anything back really, because it's like human history was brutal,
Yeah.
but it was also beautiful, right? So I really enjoyed the writing of it, and he has quite a few other books that are really interesting. He actually created a series with the fictional realm of Xanth, I think it is. It's like
Yep.
Xanth, but yeah,
Those books
excellent.
are completely packed with puns.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. But yeah, like I think he's an excellent writer, and I definitely think if you're interested in fantasy, science fiction, all of the above, like you have to check him out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, good choice. There was actually a video game spin-off called Champions of Xanth.
Oh, cool. I love that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And there was a book like based on the video game. I think that's the only thing I've read by him so far. But all I remember is that it was jam-packed with puns.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Isle of Woman and Shame of Man are like my favorite too, just because like I don't know, like again, like the characters, you could really connect with them and everything, and just seeing like how he thought human history kind of went within these characters and these families, I always thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Nice.
I guess that leaves
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. This is my last pick, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, crazy. Okay. Well, this one I had a hard time with
Yep.
because if you only get three, you got to be selective. You got to discriminate a little bit. I was looking at Dostoevsky.
Yep.
Notes from the Underground was great. Brothers Karamazov, all that stuff. Then I was thinking Clive Barker.
Yeah.
Oh, another good one.
I was thinking Henry Miller, Tropic of Cancer.
Yep.
But then I realized, no. It's not actually from an author. It's probably hundreds, if not thousands of authors. And I can't even really explain this very well, but one thing that is amazing to read are menus.
Oh my god.
That's your meme answer for the week.
That's honest.
Yeah.
And it's no, like seriously, like see, Rachel's laughing right now because she knows it's true. I
Yeah,
love and you know
It's
I
too.
know it's true as well.
It's insane. It's
Yeah.
like you literally like there's been a few times where it's like we've gone out to like eat like and we're sitting there and he's like, "Can I keep the menu?" And then like until the food comes and even just a little bit afterwards, you look over and Chris is just like looking over the menu over and over and over again,
This is
even
all
though he's
true.
already ordered. It's
100%
crazy.
true.
Yep.
Like
It's not
people notice it.
Do you have a favorite menu?
Ooh.
Oh, Taco
man.
Bell.
Yeah, Taco Bell's nice.
Yeah.
Anything Tex-Mex, sushi menus are nice.
Yep.
Italian
like,
is
what's-
nice. They're
what's-
all good.
What's the worst menu you've ever read?
Ooh.
I gotta know.
don't wanna. They're all good. There's
No,
obviously
there's gotta be one.
not all menus are created equal. Obviously,
That's
But-
going to be your biography.
probably.
Not all menus are created equal.
It's the
Christopher-
life story of Christopher Ruskowski.
Yeah.
Worst menu? No, I don't know. I don't
Really?
Yeah, I've never put down a menu and felt ripped off. I was like, yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's got to be one.
nothing that stands out. Really, I mean,
You've never
I can
been
think of-
disappointed by a menu? Like, ever?
pictures are nice. If you don't have pictures in there or like just really bad descriptions,
Yeah.
just like, hey, pepperoni, garlic, cheese. It's like,
Yep.
come on. I've seen it done better. I know it can happen.
So, like, if people are worried about their menus, can they send them to you?
Yeah.
And like be like, hey, can you review this for me so I know I have a good menu?
I think
like could that be a side gig?
Yeah,
They probably should.
You need to have a series on history called Menu Man, where you
Just
go around
review
and
menus?
review menus and fix them up if they're lacking.
Yeah, like people call you and they're like, I don't know about the design or the description. Like I need your help, and it's like Menu Man.
Coming up after
You know?
Ice Road Truckers, Menu Man.
I am willing, confident, competent, and ready to go.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
If you have menu questions and you're watching this, hit me up.
Netflix.
I love
You
it.
know where to find them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, that's menus. You need a good layout. You need a good spread. A couple pictures in there. You don't need a picture for every item. But you want to highlight the. Actually, that's say like menu design is an actual course.
Oh yeah.
No, really?
Yeah. It's part of like the. I don't know, like the cooking. The culinary people. Yeah.
It is important. Like,
Oh, it is
yeah.
totally.
I would take just that class.
Yep.
Like I don't.
Can you?
I feel
Probably.
like I feel
I
like
don't
you
know.
know everything already though.
Yeah.
I should probably
Self-taught.
be teaching that class.
It's gonna be funny because in like 20 years from now, it's like, yo, whatever happened to like Chris? It's like, yeah, he's actually teaching menu design at one of the colleges.
I would totally do that. Yeah, no problem.
Sure.
I love it.
I like it.
I just think they're an underrated form of literature.
Sure.
Okay.
Have you
I
ever?
respect
Here's my question: have you ever taken a menu with you to the washroom to read?
Oh.
I don't think so.
Okay. Okay. I'd have several questions if you did.
It's not a bad idea now that you said it out loud.
No, don't do it.
If anyone ever visits, it's like, why are all these
Yeah, like, I don't
menus in here?
I don't need Archie comics while I'm going to the washroom. I got like a bunch of takeout menus.
There you go.
Oh
boy.
my god.
Well, I'm going to move on.
I could keep talking about menus. if you
I
want.
know you could. That's the
Yeah.
scary part.
I can go grab one right now.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Mike, what's your book?
Yeah, well, it's the man who brought us Conan, Robert E. Howard.
Nice.
He was a pulp fiction writer back in the 30s. His first published story was called Spirit and Fang and was published in Weird Tales. It earned him a whole $16.
Woohoo.
Yeah, writers got paid the big bucks back.
Adjusting for inflation,
Yeah.
that's like what, $18?
Probably more like 80.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's thought to be the father of the sword and sorcery genre.
Oh,
Cool.
Because he kind of, Conan was kind of one of these first kind of fantasy stories.
my uncle
That's
had
true.
had issue number 1 of the Conan comic,
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was Marvel,
cool.
I think.
but my grandmother threw it out
Aw.
because she
Yeah.
didn't care about the medium.
Oh,
Yeah, so that has a sad ending to it.
yeah.
I shouldn't have brought that up.
Speaking of sad endings, he unfortunately took his life at the age of 30.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If you want to see, there's actually a movie put out about like the last few years of his life. It's called The Whole Wide World. It's got Vincent D'Onofrio and Renee Zellweger.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But man, if you ever want to see how to write like a really well done fight scene in a written, read some of his like boxing stories. Like he was a boxer for a little bit, I believe. But I've read
Cool.
several like his stories about boxing, and the way he describes the fights is like super fluid. You can picture it all in your head.
I love that.
You know, it's kind of like a master class on how to write a fight scene. And I also wrote several stories in the Lovecraftian mythos. Yeah, he was a contemporary of Lovecraft.
Cool.
And of course, Lovecraft kind of encouraged other writers to write in kind of the same genre for like Amazing Tales and Weird Tales and like all those pulp fiction magazines where we get pulp fiction.
Yeah.
Like I said, really, like he brought us Conan. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's pretty incredible.
If
One of
not for him, Arnold Schwarzenegger would never have had to punch the camel in the face.
That's
in
true.
the face.
Yep.
In a face.
Have you?
I forgot about
Have
that.
you ever seen Hercules in New York, where like they dub over Arnold?
Yeah, that's really
What?
weird to
Yeah,
watch.
it was his first film, and people, I guess, thought like they couldn't handle his accent, so they dubbed him over.
That's such an infamous accent.
They,
Though.
they even
like,
changed his name. They called him Arnold Strong in the credits.
what?
Such a lame name.
Yeah, I am Arnold Strong.
Because I'm huge.
Yep.
It's like, okay, yeah, we get it.
So the fact that I was dubbed over in my first movie doesn't make me feel so bad since
There you
Arnold
go.
was.
There you go. There's hope, Mike. There's hope.
I may have a future yet.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah,
In the being dubbed over extra thing? Because you were an extra, right? Well, no, you had a speaking part.
I had
obviously.
a speaking part, yeah. And like I said, the most thing that disturbs me about it was the voice that they got. Sounds like such a dweeb.
They did you dirty?
Yeah, they did me dirty. I
Terrible.
almost would like to like grab the footage and like redub it, redub myself. As
Yeah, we'll have to
possible.
find
Do
that.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, do it.
Yeah, I think I saw it on YouTube.
Oh, it's on. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I had the Blu-ray. Like I bought the Blu-ray expecting to hear my own voice. But no.
what's going on, guys?
Hey guys, there's a bad man over there. Yeah.
See, like, I never understood why they dubbed you over, though. Like, I feel like you have such a great voice. Like,
Yeah.
they would be like, sweet, like, that's one less person we have to worry about.
It might
like,
have-
it's so dumb.
Might have been one of those things where there might have been like an audio issue recording it or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't know the reason, so there may be legitimate reasons, but it was kind of funny.
I hope it was an audio issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. Speaking of Lovecraft, though, I don't know if I'm gonna get hate for this, but honestly, overrated.
Yep.
Lovecraft?
Yep.
He's
I think he had brilliant premises, but like his writing to me is so boring.
he cheaps out on describing the monster.
Yeah.
Like the monster was so horrible, it was unspeakable, and it had tentacles, and it kind of looked like a fish. Like if you read his like multiple like Lovecraftian things, it's like just describe the monster.
That's all we want.
Everything can't be like mind-bendingly. It looked like a fish, it looked like an octopus, and it was spooky.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I definitely get that his stories have like influenced so much, and I respect him for that. But for me, as like a reader, I can't get into it. I tried like multiple times.
Yeah.
Like I remember sitting down, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it today, and then like halfway through like the first chapter, I'm like, no, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't do it.
In terms of like people writing at that time, like that's why I kind of prefer Robert E. Howard's work. For,
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't really fault Lovecraft for because it's a sign of the times, right? Like they had different standards, different lore.
Yeah, he was also
even
even
like the like slasher movies from the '80s by today's standards are pretty lame.
Yeah,
they're still fun to watch, but
well,
absolutely.
Here's the main difference between Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard. In like a Lovecraft story, a guy will see like this unknown entity, and it'll drive him insane. In a Robert E. Howard story, the guy will see like an unknown entity and then pile drive it.
Yeah.
it's like Stone Cold Stunners.
Pretty much, yeah.
I love it. But yeah, like I don't know. It's like I respect Lovecraft and everything he did for that genre, but every time I try, I'm just like, man, this is really, really boring.
Yeah, it's, the way he writes is kind of esoteric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
sorry, Lovecraft. Canceled.
He was canceled long before we brought him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, wasn't he like a really messed up dude? Like
Yeah,
outside of being
he had
an
like
author?
a lot of mental health issues, and he was xenophobic of everything.
Yeah, like he hated everyone.
Yeah.
He was also like really big into the occult though. Like I remember hearing that like to be fair, this was on a supernatural episode, so I don't know how legit this is, but they talked about how like he used to do seances and like do that kind of stuff because he was really trying to open like the door to hell and like figure out if it was real or not. I don't know if that's legit, but if it
Yeah.
is, I'm like, that makes sense.
Was he,
Like
was he hanging out with Aleister Crowley? Did they overlap?
I think
It's
they
about the
did,
same
actually.
time, yeah.
No, L. Ron Hubbard was in there too. They're
Yeah.
buddies.
Yeah, well, Elron just like decided to make a religion so he could make money.
Yeah, that's where the money's
Yeah.
at.
Yep.
And he wasn't wrong.
Nope. But
Has everyone done their 3?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Unless you want to talk about menus some more. 'Cause
I'm
can.
good.
The Taco Bell menu is amazing, by the way.
Yep.
I think you're the only one who could talk about menus for hours, to be honest.
We have to start a separate YouTube
a
channel for
skill.
for you talking menus.
Yeah, just Chris reviews menus,
Yeah.
episode 1.
Chris's menu review.
There you go.
That would be a long show.
Yep.
Like 3 hours a day.
Oh my god.
Get it sponsored by like Uber Eats or something like that.
Ooh, that's
Oh
not-
my god,
that's
yeah,
not
or
a bad
skip the
idea.
dishes.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'll start local and spread out.
There you go.
There you go.
Tumbler Ridge. Coming at you.
Well, I think that wraps up this edition of Media Minutes. Anyone else got anything they want to add?
I don't know.
I think
It's
I'm
a
good.
bit of a short one today.
Yeah. All I know is
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and watch Mortal Kombat.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah, it's out.
Yep. You can rent it on YouTube now.
I heard it's kind of a peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I'm not expecting high
Really
art.
great parts.
Yeah,
and
I'm not expecting high art. As long as it's fun.
I think it will be. Like from the clips I've seen, like just like on the trailer and stuff, I feel like this is more of a popcorn movie than it is like a cinematic movie, right? They did this more so for the fans than anybody else.
Can't be worse than the last one.
No.
No.
Yeah.
So,
I stopped.
If it is, that's impressive.
Yeah. Well,
oh,
yeah.
I'm gonna go home and read.
Yeah. Cool. A menu.
Probably.
Or several. We need
Yeah.
to start an ASMR menu channel.
Boston Pizza.
Yes.
Has Boston Pizza has a great menu. Any Indian restaurant, amazing menus.
Yeah.
I'm just totally redirecting this back towards menus.
Well, I think we'll
As
wrap,
everyone's trying to
wrap
leave.
Up, we'll wrap up things there,
And
I
then
think.
any Mexican restaurant has a fantastic menu. You can
Mike,
eat that
take
for
it away
days.
quick.
All right. For Media Minute, I'm Michael Forward.
I'm hungry.
I'm Rachel Edge.
We'll see you next time.
Subscribe. And we're on BitChute.
Yep. Hit the like button, bells, hit whatever.
Yeah, I'll throw a little subscribe thing in
Yeah.
there. Or maybe somewhere around
Just
here.
don't hit anything living. That would be sad.
Yeah, don't do that.
No. Just bells and like buttons. Smash like
Yeah,
buttons.
smash 'em.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye.